The tough bargaining by the Congress party in Tamil Nadu over seat sharing has sent a clear message that something is shifting within the party. Once the dominant force in Indian politics, the grand old party has in recent years struggled to remain relevant and rebuild its organizational strength, especially in states like Tamil Nadu, where it plays a secondary role in the alliances. In this week's In Public Interest, I sat down with Christopher Tilak, the All India Congress Committee Secretary, who emerged as a surprise Rajya Sabha pick from Tamil Nadu, who is from a Dalit Christian background, to understand what is changing within the Congress party and how the party is attempting to reposition itself ahead of the crucial electoral battles. This election season, we stand with you, the people. In our special election series, our show In Public Interest will bring you the issues that matter, important voices, ground realities, and every side of the story. We promise to bring you stories you need to know before you vote. But we can't do this without you. All you need to do is scan this QR code and contribute to our reporting fund. Because independent journalism matters now, during the most important event of democracy more than ever. Sir, thank you so much for talking to us. What was the reason Congress party, holding such a tough bargain with the DMK, and your entry into the Rajya Sabha, because nobody expected Christopher Tilak will be nominated for Rajya Sabha. So how did this entire thing happen? What exactly was the reason behind uh, your nomination into the Rajya Sabha?
In fact, I am also very much surprised by the last minute announcement of my name. But I think over a span of 6 months, when our in charge Girish Chodankarji started speaking of contesting in more than 70 seats, 100 seats, different numbers were being floated. He was very clear that in Tamil Nadu there's a good Congress current also. Not Congress party current, but more of a Congress idea, which is indirectly or directly very much useful for any party to win in Tamil Nadu. And he also understood that there are two basic sentiments. One is the Kamaraj sentiment, and the second one is the Gandhi family sentiment, which is kind of a goodwill with the people of Tamil Nadu, and it has been comfortably reaped by the Dravidian parties who have been in alliance with the DMK, with the Congress. So Giriji understood this particular fact, and he said that this is a starting point for us to strengthen our party. So immediately after he took over, our focus was more on the elections. So we had to speak more about the number of seats that we get or the share which we get. So our discussion has been more around the numbers. And simultaneously, we have also done a little bit of work as far as the party structure is concerned. In terms like last 1 year, we have seriously tried to mobilize people at the village level and the ward level through by forming the committees, which has been a very new exercise for the Congress party in Tamil Nadu, because for long we have not really focused on that. And apart from that, with the leadership of Mr. Selva Perandagai, the PCC president, we have been able to recover certain major Congress assets, which has been held by various other players. And that has also brought in a lot of moral boost. And that was primarily because of the present in charge Girish Chodankarji and in combination with Selva Perandagai. So last 1 year, we have been trying our level best to strengthen the parties through organization structure, through whatever the assets we had, and of course the numbers in the for the forthcoming elections.
Okay. When your name was announced, people were all trying to Google your name and find out some details about you. People went to check about your background on X and on social media. So, for our audience, who is Christopher Tilak? And how long you have been associated with the Congress party? What has been your role in the party, particularly in Tamil Nadu?
Christopher Tilak, see, I come from a very normal middle class family. My father was a professor and my mom was a school teacher for some time, for a few years. And then, like any middle class family, had basic aspirations to study well and get into some college. So I did my engineering from Madurai Tyagaraja Engineering College, and then I did my MBA also from Tyagaraja School of Management. I was not much happy to get into this profit making business sector, but my heart and soul was in something to do with the people directly. But since I am from a middle class family, you are generally pushed into the market. Then for 10 years I worked for garment manufacturing sector. So finally in 2004-5 I was working for Tommy Hilfiger as a senior merchandiser. And then I decided to jump into politics. So from 2008 consistently for 18 years I have been working full time for the Congress party, particularly at the back end, at the organizational level. And that has given me enormous amount of rich experience of working in different states. And I was also simultaneously involved in Tamil Nadu also. Earlier, initial stages I was working with the Youth Congress, and then for a couple of years, like more than 3 years, I was working for the SC mobilization, Dalit mobilization. That is when I got in touch with Selvaparandegi, who was at that point of time heading the SC department here, Dalit department here in Tamil Nadu. And so we had a very close working relationship. And then after that, I became a secretary in AICC, All India Congress Committee. For 4 to 5 years, I worked in Andhra Pradesh, and then last almost 2 years, I'm in the Northeast. In between, I had a short stint in Orissa.
Okay.
And simultaneously, I worked in a couple of states for elections, like 6 months in Karnataka, 6 months in Telangana, 6 months in Himachal Pradesh. So, party has utilized me and has given me a rich experience, which I think is very unique and is very essential to understand the diversity of this country.
So, tell me about your experience in Manipur. Like you were in charge for AICC in charge. For
I'm still.
Manipur. You're in charge. What is the situation like in Manipur? Like the government says that everything is normal there, everything is peaceful. Is that so?
No. It is like there are three major basic communities: Metais, Kukis, and the Nagas. The valley majorly consists of Metais and Muslims, and the hill area is dominated by the Nagas and the Kukis. So the valley is just 10 to 15% of the area, and the balance 80-85% is in the hill area. Today, literally, Metais cannot go to the hill, and Kukis cannot come to the valley. So the airport is in Imphal. A Kuki who is just 60 kilometers away from Imphal cannot come and take a flight from Imphal. He or she has to travel to Aizawl, which is like 16 hours. It will take from a place called Churchandpur, which is the closest district to Imphal. Why? Because Kuki cannot get inside the Meitei area. And when you cross the Kuki area and the Meitei area, you will have big barricades, CRPF, and a person like me can travel everywhere because I am common to both of them. But a Meitei will be completely identified, restricted. So within the same state, they are treated like foreigners. And if this is the situation, you should understand how this state has been ripped off. And basically, BJP started their experiment. They used Manipur as a kind of some sort of a laboratory, and they started. But it has gone out of control. Many players, I have come to understand that many foreign players are now operating there. Drug has become one of the important aspect. So when I went there in 2024 of September, when I landed there, that time I landed in a time when it was under curfew. So first 3 days I was locked inside the party office. I could not come out. Then I moved out and I had to travel to Kohima. Every month there was a political change. And if you really know, uh, parallel to the CRPF or the Indian government, they were running a separate army. It's called Arabai Tango. And they were basically controlling the entire state when I landed there. And they found out, BJP found out that it's going too much out of control, and then they stopped. The president rule was brought about, and then now they have brought in a new government. So all this circus. Now the funniest part is Cookie cannot come to the assembly. Okay? There are 60 seats. There are some 7-8 Cookie MLAs. Those guys will be sitting in the Cookie area, and through the digital, through the video conferencing, they are attending the assembly.
Okay.
So if this is the situation created by BJP, this is a disaster created by BJP, and this is what they want to do in many states. But why they are little apprehensive now is because they thought that they can keep the situation under control, but it has gone out of hands.
Okay.
Now the trust between communities has completely ruptured.
So you said that this is what BJP wants to do in other states. What do you mean by that? Like, is Tamil Nadu also in the list where BJP is
course.
trying to do something?
Of course, see,
So what can the BJP do in Tamil Nadu?
play against different communities. But what BJP could not understand in Tamil Nadu is that they thought that different religions are different communities, like in North India. Like Muslims in certain parts, they are basically from a different community altogether, migrated from a different place. So pitching against them was easy. Whereas here, Dalits are Hindus, elder brother will be a Hindu, younger brother will be a Christian, and a cousin brother might be a Muslim. That happens in all the caste communities except few. You take Tevars, you take Nadars, you take One years, you have 1 year Christian also, 1 year the Hindus also. And most of the Hindus also are converts from these caste communities, most of the Muslims. So the brotherhood, sisterhood is in a different level in Tamil Nadu. It is, we can't say it is just because of some political ideology. Conversions have happened in such a manner that we all believe that end of the day we are all brothers and sisters, but from the same clan, something like that. This is not the case in even Kerala. In a progressive state like Kerala, they live separately only when it comes to religion. They say the Malabar is completely Muslims, and the one below is Christian, and Nayars are predominantly Hindus. This kind of segregation is over there. But Tamil Nadu is a state where we are more heterogeneous. We don't have that homogeneous settlement. Of course, there are. So BJP is not able to play that game here. So, but still they are trying very much. So if we have to resist that, then we have to find out what are they planning to do now at Tamil Nadu.
Okay, but speaking about an all India level, plan of the Congress party, like for the past 15 years, you have been like trying to fight the BJP tooth and nail. But where do you think that the Congress party has tasted some sort of success? Because, back to back, there seems to be some kind of, setbacks for the Congress party in almost all states. Whichever state the Congress party goes to polls, there is setback. So what has been the agenda of the Congress party? How are you fighting the BJP?
See, in states like Karnataka, where I have worked, Karnataka, we came back to power. Telangana also, we managed to come back to power. What I feel is, personally, we need to, I used to generally speak about 4 key points for any political party to be successful. One is your ideology, then you have leadership, then the third point is your organization, and the fourth one is the field work. So, in every state, apart from speaking about our ideology, we will have to have a lead player, a leader who will connect with the public. Like for example, we had Siddaramaiah ji in Karnataka, and of course D.K. Shivakumar ji is also there. Then we have Revant Reddy ji in Telangana. So, in most of these states where not in the Hindi heartland, the other states, first of all we need to make sure that we have a lead player to connect with the masses. Because ideology, somebody has to be a messenger to take the ideology to the masses in their own language. And one of our key players, this is one point where we have to focus. And states where we do not have a lead player, we are little bit weak in fighting against the BJP.
Is Tamil Nadu one among them?
Tamil Nadu, we are not very much in the main frame of politics. Let me be very frank. We are not, we have ended up getting 28 seats, which clearly says that we are just got 10% of the seats. A little bit higher than the 10%.
10% hike appraisal.
No, 10% of the overall
seats.
234 seats. So, our space is very limited because of the alliance culture for so many years. But I am talking about other states. So, I think Rahul ji and Kharge ji, they very much see the issue is that this situation in which Congress is like we are trying to change the wheels when the vehicle is moving. So, it's very difficult for us to simultaneously work on organizational revamp and then also work on the electoral politics. Do you understand my point?
Yeah, I get it. But what is the reason for changing the wheels when the vehicle is running? Like, is the Congress under tremendous pressure? Because we saw a lot of Congress leaders leaving the party, the senior leaders, deserting the party. The leaders who are there within the Congress party are all dissatisfied for some reason or the other. Then there is new leadership that has come in. Then there are new set of people who have become faces of the Congress party, like Gaurav Gogoi, or like even in Rajya Sabha, there are like different new young faces who have come. So what exactly is happening within the Congress party at this juncture?
Here I would like to speak about the change of leadership over the last 30 years at the national level. We are a national party and the leadership at the national level matters a lot for us. Like Endra ji, after her sudden demise, immediately Rajiv ji was brought in and he won by a majority of like 404 seats. We were more into the government and governance and we were not much concentrating on the organization. And within few years he passed away. Then there was a big crisis as far as leadership was concerned. And from 1991 to 2001, 10 years solid, Congress was not having that grip. In that is the period when RSS grew, set its foot in most of the places. Okay? So, Gandhi family is one of the major forces which has been holding the RSS growth. When the Gandhi family became weak as far as their leadership was not there, this has sprouted like anything. Then, so after Sonia ji taking it up, immediately we came into government 2004 with a less number of seats. So, we have been managing with the alliance parties. So, our focus on organization and building has not been there for many years. That is one point. And second point is, most of the senior leaders you see now who are in their 70s, they all entered politics when Sanjay ji was in helm of affairs. And suddenly Sanjay ji passed away and then Rajiv ji. So, the softer version of youngsters, they all came along with Rajiv ji. And these guys have been dominating the politics all these years. Okay? And they have been used to power enormously. When BJP came in full strength in 2014, immediately our party had to get into the activist mode, activist party. And Congress has never been an activist party after independence. Before independence, Gandhi had that he was not with the government for anything. But after independence, Congress has been in power for so many years. So we have become a more of a governance-oriented party where we are like very quiet, sedentary, listening to people, talking less, have to act more, bringing in consensus. So this is all a different set of exercise. Whereas the skill set required for an activist mode is completely different. You have to be more vocal. You have to be more hitting on the aggressive. All these aspects are basically against the Congress. What do you call the culture?
Or nature of the Congress party has changed.
Correct. So I even people consider that who is this guy Christopher suddenly coming and raising his voice so much? How can this be bacha can be so vocal? So this is a new culture for Congress which Rahul ji has been encouraging us to speak. So that is what I am trying to say, that changing the wheel while the vehicle is moving.
So what has changed after Rahul Gandhi took over the reins of the party? Like what has the visible change that he has brought in? Because for every electoral defeat, Rahul Gandhi is the one who is being blamed.
Correct.
Because Rahul Gandhi didn't do this, Rahul Gandhi didn't do that. So, and all the others who are like the leaders of the Congress party are trying to shield Rahul Gandhi. So this is how it's being seen. So what is that Rahul Gandhi has changed within the Congress party?
Like after every election, if you say that Rahul Gandhi is the one who is taking the responsibility, it clearly means that many of these senior leaders are not taking the responsibility. Okay? That is one thing which has been proved, that the established so-called leaders, they all have been proved that they have been floating on the Gandhi sentiments or on the Gandhi's what do you call hype. Okay? Now, for example, G.K. Vasan in Tamil Nadu, a better example you can as long as he was here, so much of Hawa was around him. Now he left the party. Where is he? So there are many leaders in Congress.
But he is closer to power.
That is, he is begging for power. This time he has not got the Rajya Sabha seat. Last time, that is how the BJP will also dismantle a particular person. Okay? So, but as long as he was in the Congress party, almost 60-70% of the share within the Congress kitty was given to him. The same way most of the states, just because they were all established leaders and just because they had a big legacy, they were twisting the arm with Sonia. And Sonia ji was a very benevolent, soft-spoken, very broad-minded. She had a very motherly nature, and these people took advantage of that, and they were twisting the arm. And Rahul ji came and he said, "Boss, arm twisting, bas khatam ho gaya, jo bhi jana chahiye chao." So before coming with the new construction, we have to ensure that the unwanted dilapidated structure is demolished. That is a very big process in a party which is like 140 years old. So every Congress party, see, there are two aspects: government and Congress party. They both are very much different. Congress government had always worked on the latest whatever is the global trend, and they always had the values of inclusive growth, secularism, latest technology being introduced, and rights-based approach, and all this kind of interesting stuff. Whereas Congress party was very much regressive. That is what I feel. So Rahul ji was the first person to understand that Congress government speaks something and Congress party is actually manifesting or demonstrating something else. So he wanted to fix the issue there, and actually he is doing the dirty job is being done by Rahul ji. Okay? So I am quite sure, and people in this last 15 years, like I used to say, we are like electricity. When electricity is there, we are not. We think everything is fine, and we are not sensitive to what is the value of electricity. When electricity goes off, then we understand, अरे यार कब आएगा electricity है, बिजली कब आएगा, correct? So people have really understood that 15 years, 12, 13 years they have seen BJP and they have seen so much of Hawabaji, and they understand that this is not going to give us anything, and particularly for the youngsters, because all that the youngsters need is a quality education and a decent job, but that is a big problem now. Okay? For everything they blame some external force like Iran and America and this kind of stuff. So people have really understood that for states like in Northeast, Manipur, they always feel that Congress was much better. Why? Because they have seen blood, they have lost lives in their family, and they have seen the economy has become zero. You understand my point? So the significance of Congress party or the Congress idea cannot be explained. It has to be felt by these kind of disasters. That doesn't mean that we will come back only if disaster happens. I'm not trying to say that way. But we have to find better ways to communicate what I have experienced in Northeast.
So, to what extent the Congress party has changed now?
See, that is what now the internal change which is happening will not be visible so much externally. Me becoming an MP, Rajya Sabha, you should understand now what all changes has happened behind. I am just the seed was put inside the soil long back. For last 15-20 years, I am working, and people have been working on me, like leaders like K. Rajuji and Kharge becoming the Congress president. If not for Kharge as the Congress president, I think a person like me getting into this chair is not that easy.
A Dalit Christian becoming a Rajya Sabha MP.
I think
Is not possible?
Till today, how many Dalit Christians have become parliamentarians? I think it is zero, but I have to check. Maybe one or two in the last 70 years. Neither in the Rajya Sabha nor in the Lok Sabha. Okay? So, after so many years, if one Dalit Christian, not just because he is Dalit Christian, I worked and my other credentials have really brought me here. And that has been the last point which has thrown me politically inside. So, me becoming a Rajya Sabha member itself is a great message, that there is something which has really happened. That is why this guy is coming into the parliament. Otherwise, Rajya Sabha is a den of elites, correct? And den of upper castes. Let me be very specific. You take any party, okay? And if some backward class or Dalit or others are entering, it means that they don't have eligible upper caste. So, Rajya Sabha is a den of elites, and we are being like recently a year back one young lady from Kerala was made as the Rajya Sabha member. But she comes from a big family with a lot of legacy. Similarly, another person from Telangana, young boy from Youth Congress, immediately after Youth Congress he is being made. But they have a lot of political dynamics for me, but I am not of that sort. That is why I was not very surprised immediately after my name was announced. Everywhere out of the 6 MPs who won this time, so much of hype was around my name. I was wondering, why I am so special. I am special not because of my aspect. I am special because of the decision taken by
The leadership.
Congress. And I think the people of Tamil Nadu also was wanting, my story was a different story for them.
True.
That is something which I realized. Then I felt that more than this hype, I have a lot of responsibility now to deliver.
Yeah, all eyes will be on you.
Yeah.
Your attendance will be checked.
Checked.
Report cards will be.
What did that guy speak? Particularly the governing class, they will say that you guys created so much of hype about this guy, and then this is what he has done. So, since see, if a governing class doesn't perform and if they are lazy, the status quo is maintained.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens, nobody questions that. But if a person from the servile class is elevated based on all these social factors, and if that guy doesn't perform, then it's
So we have MPs, Rajya Sabha MPs from Tamil Nadu who haven't attended parliament sessions. Their attendance is bad. If you write about it, they'll get angry. That is also a problem. In fact, they'll send their people to threaten journalists and all that. So all these things have happened. But tell me about the change of thought in the Congress leadership. Like you said, sending you to Parliament was a big message that the Congress party wanted to convey. But on the other hand, the Congress party has been talking about social justice, talking about caste census. So how did all this come about? Like, what was the discussion, deliberation that are taking place within the party? Are everyone are everyone okay within the party about these concepts being
No,
discussed?
of course
debate-
no. Of course no. Why? Because as I told you, when Congress was taken up by Gandhi in 1915, when he came back, till 1915, Congress party was a party of elites. The most educated lawyers were running the show. After Gandhi came into the picture and he traveled across for more than 1 year, he understood the diversities, poverty, this, that, everything. He started working on one concept that we have to create a platform, democratic platform, where everybody has a chance to come and speak. Okay? And at that point of time, society was majorly divided like caste Hindus, Muslims, and the untouchables. That point of time, they were called the untouchables. So, bringing these two people to a common ground itself was so difficult because they were all living in their own compartments. Correct? So, more than talking about caste annihilation, Gandhi had to first talk about untouchability. That point of time, that itself was a very big issue. You understand my point? So, Gandhi's political basic point was, let us first make a ground where common ground, where a platform where everybody comes together, mingles, has their discussions, deliberations. Till that point, there was no such platform. If you have to fight against the Britishers, then we have to bring these three important communities together and then fight. So, right from Gandhi's time, according to what I understood from history and from what I relished from Gandhi's contribution is, he brought about a conversation between these communities. Why I am quoting that is, today if you have a caste related issue here, you won't even have a conversation between communities. If there is a problem between Vaniyars and Adi Dravidas, the Parayars, okay? No 1 year leader will have the guts, or no other caste leader, no leader from any other caste will have the guts to go to both the communities and make them sit together and talk. Correct? Why? That too we have speak about social justice, we have come across 100 years we have crossed. But Gandhi had the guts to do that. So, Gandhi's major idea was, we have to bring in a democratic platform first of all. So, we want to listen to all varying voices. So, today in Congress party also, you will have people who will echo capitalism completely, and still you will have people who will stick to socialism or communism, people who are soft on caste, people who are very harsh on caste. So, this kind of varying. So, but finally Congress will come to a moderate stand. That is Congress. Congress is all about taking a moderate view, moderate stand, and that is only suited for a country like us with so much of diversity. So, when you hear some voices which are quite contradicting, immediately we think that there is no discipline within the party. Actually, it is not such. We are not like some cattle, just to nod our heads for whatever the high command speaks. Of course, our high command listens to high command, matlab our top leadership. They take the decision after a lot of consultation. That you could have seen when in UPA 1, when she became the chairperson of National Advisory Council. Many people were criticizing that it is an extra constitutional body and this and that. But that body was established basically to create a good what do you call a connect between the civil societies, activists, because she felt that the government needs their inputs equally as the MLAs or the MPs, legislators. So my point is, India has always been successful. And India has always, as a nation, we have been able to manage our issues because of this consultative process, because of the democratic platform that. But BJP is trying to demolish that democratic platform, and they may be wanting to take it like China or something, thinking, but that is not going to work for
India.
Hmm.
My one final question, sir. This is regarding Tamil Nadu. Like, you have been in an alliance with the DMK. There have been a lot of atrocities against Dalits in Tamil Nadu. Custodial violence, people who have affected in custodial violence or police encounters, they are from marginalized communities. So being a Dalit who is part of a Congress party, what is your thoughts on what is happening in the state and the manner in which the government is addressing these issues? Are you happy with it, or like what has been the internal discussion within your party?
Of course, I cannot be happy about it. Not just because it is Dalits. Any kind of atrocity against women, against any marginalized section, is not good for a state which claims to be progressive. Correct? Of course, we are really progressive. But at this juncture, we will have to also understand that what is the historical background of this particular culture. Right from beginning, Dravidian politics is more of a backward class politics.
OBC.
OBC is a new term.
New term,
It's a
yeah.
relatively new term. But 100 years before, it was starting from Justice Party. It is a backward class politics. So there's a very good researcher. I think Hugo Grant or some his name. He has written on Dalit politics extensively, where he mentions that the Dravidian politics, which is backward class politics, is anti-Brahmin and mostly non-Dalit. You understand the
I get it.
the catch in that. So they will be visibly anti-Dalit, but they will be visibly anti-Brahmin, and they will be non-Dalit. But that has recently changed in the last 20 years, 30 years by certain Dalit activists who started as activists like Tirumavadavan and all these leaders and other John Pandian and various other leaders. As long as they were activists, they have been very vocal in issues, speaking for the issues. And Congress, as a governance party, has mostly focused on the policy making. And policy making is equally important as activists. Activism is visible outside, but activism is based on, you fight for your rights based on the right which is available. And how did we get these rights? Based on policy making. So I used to say that there are 4 levels. One is your constitutional level, then you have your what do you call legislators, law making level, then you have your administrative level, and the 4th one is your activist level. So Congress has been focusing on the top 3, and Congress has always been relying on these activists or the activist parties to ensure that the rights which has been enshrined in the constitution is properly implemented. Or when it comes to state governments, they are mostly predominantly backward class oriented, their politics. So the regional parties, they try their level best to diffuse the laws which are available for the Dalits to fight against the atrocities. So this is somewhere where we have to focus, and I'm quite sure that people are already working on that, and I will have to also stand with them to fight for this cause.
Right, sir. Thank you so much for talking to us. It was pleasure interacting with you.
Thank you very much.